Hi everybody, Dacob here. Welcome back to the Fashion Bunker. So I got a story for y'all. I mean, what a mess. For those of you who follow me on Instagram or Twitter, or I don't know where else I mentioned it. Oh yes, also here on YouTube when I do the live streams. My MacBook Pro, this one here, my companion of over 8 years, has died on me. It just died. I know it's not covered by any, warranty anymore after 8 years. I'm not expecting anything from Apple in respect to, I don't know, repairing it, because I get it. They want to make their own money. They're not going to want to repair maybe something that old. But nevertheless, what I wanted to figure out, and this is the story time video right now for you, the tragic situation of me in the Apple store. I wanted to go to the Apple store. I made an appointment at the Genius Bar, hoping to meet a genius. So that didn't happen. I made an appointment because I wanted to bring my MacBook Pro and ask them if they could just open it, not repair anything. Even if I had to, even to pay a reparation, I would pay them even to open it up. I don't want to repair. I just wanted them to open it to tell me if they could see what was possibly wrong with it. Because literally, it was plugged into the electricity, the battery was charging. I was on YouTube actually playing a video off of YouTube, and as I was watching the video, the screen just went shut. It just shut down black. It just stopped working all of a sudden. It literally just died. At least it died with me present. I was looking at it. I was with it as it passed away. I have this attachment to physical, to objects, to material objects that surround me. I kind of fall in love with them. They become my family, and my computer is my life. I spend all my time with it. Whenever I have the time, I'm with it. You know what I mean? So this baby has worked a lot. It has delivered a lot of amazing moments in my life. It has delivered also some painful messages through emails, but some wonderful messages as well. And it's been on constantly. This one is almost always on. So I really used it a lot. So I arrived to the Apple store, and I stand in line with one of the people working there to announce myself, to tell them the appointment, what time and the number, whatever they need to know. And as I arrive and I state all that, I'm, registered in, and I ask specifically the person working there, please, just before, I sit down and wait for one of the Genius members to arrive and help me, just to let you know, this computer is 8 years old. Maybe you could help me right now and tell me already now, is it worth me waiting at all? Because if the computer is too old, just let me know now so I can go. And I was told to, and it's all going to be fine. Somebody will take care of you. Now you're going to get 2 text messages, one that confirms that, you have arrived and you're going to be seated and, you're going to wait for somebody to assist you. And the second text message is with stating that you could cancel your appointment still if you wanted to. Wait for the third text message that when it arrives, it will tell you to come back to talk to one of us, to then wait for the genius Apple person to pick you up and assist you with your problem. I was like, okay, if you're sure that this can happen, that we could actually open up the computer, even though it's 8 years old, I'll stay. So I sit down on one of those huge wooden tables that they have, and I wait. And I wait and wait and wait some more. And I wait 2 hours until finally I get my text message. Before I actually got the text message, one of the people that was in line right before me was sitting at my own table, and he asked one of the people working there after 2 hours, like, hey, did something go wrong? So they checked his name, and they noticed that he was cut out of the line, like his waiting was eliminated. And they had to kind of place him in the list again, and then they found somebody to assist him immediately. And then at that point, I asked, well, maybe you deleted my appointment too at this point. And then this guy didn't want to check my name in the list and said, well, go to the queue where you were waiting in at the beginning. And I was like, that's shady. Okay, fine, I'll go there. They laugh at me in that line, say, yeah, of course you have to wait. That's how long you got to wait. And I was like, wow, that's an attitude. Okay. Sat down again on my table. I waited 5 seconds after that. The SMS, text message, whatever you want to call it, arrives. And I was like, huh. So they did change something. Something was wrong, because what gives? And they can't even like admit that something went wrong or that they forgot me. I don't know. Super bad service. And then this person arrives to me that's responsible for my case. I take my computer out. Ooh, paper flying. You know, he literally opens it, tries to do the trick with the, you know, opening it by pressing these 4 buttons at the same time, plus that one. And, you know, tries to do it once or twice, doesn't work, flips it around, reads, you know, the serial number, and then says, oh, well, that's a problem. We can't do anything with your computer. Your computer is too old. I'm like, are you kidding me? I asked you 2 hours ago when I was waiting in line to register for my appointment, or for the appointment that I had. I specifically asked if you needed any information from my computer immediately, like, is my computer too old? So that I don't have to waste my time. And now, 5 seconds in our appointment, all you needed to do was to look at my serial number, which you could have done 2 hours ago, and you tell me that my computer is too old to open, you can't help me, you can't fix anything. And I specifically also told him, I don't want you to fix anything at this point. All I need is some help in terms of opening it up, and if you can, at first glance, just tell me what you think is the problem with it. That's all I need you to do. I don't need you to repair anything. I don't need you to tell me that this computer is too old, hence Apple doesn't have any more exchange components, elements, or whatever for it. I get it. You don't want to produce the older components either because you want to make money on a new product. I get all that. I don't want you to repair my computer. All I want you to do is to open it and to let me know if you think, if I were to go somewhere else to another company that could, you know, that deals with these issues as well, if you consider that there could be some issue that is solvable. You, as an expert working for Apple, looking into a product that you, Apple, the company, produce. I'm here with an Apple product that you swore by 8 years ago when it was new, and now you're spitting on it like it's a piece of shit. That ain't cool. That is so greedy. And the only answer he gave me was like, yeah, you know, well, I could advise you to buy a new one here with us today. I was like, seriously? Seriously, you made me wait for 2 hours to let me know that you're not even going to open my computer to see inside? Perhaps you could just see in a second if something is wrong. Maybe something just got unplugged or detached. I don't know. I'm not the person to know these things. And instead, all you're telling me is you ain't even going to open it because it's against company policy. Because if you open it, you commit to try to fix it. No, I can sign off anything you want me to sign off on and say, you don't have to repair anything. Just please open it to tell me if you could see if something were wrong with a computer. And then I can go elsewhere to some other company, some other store, whatever, and try to repair it there at my cost, obviously. No, you did not want to even open it. Instead, you tell me after waiting 2 hours, buy a new one. We're not going to open this one. They were lucky because I had to go to the airport. And I had no time to waste there anymore. But I did receive, a day or two later from Apple an email, could you please rate your visit at the Genius Bar? Oh, I rated it. I told them what I think. I sent a very long complaint. And I said, I don't think that Steve Jobs would have appreciated this attitude. That's not in his spirit of just shitting on your own company and being like super greedy about it, Needless to say, I got no answer from them since then. A lot of you have been very supportive of me. You have written me amazing messages of support on Instagram and Twitter and stating, I should go, to a higher level, right? Corporate, right? This, right? That. I don't care at this point. I'm just so done with it because it's tiring, and there was a time when our society and our civilization had no computers, and we lived without them too. That's fine. I have my other gadgets and products that I'm surrounded with, and A new computer is definitely going to happen, obviously, but I'm not going to, like I used to, I'm not going to go directly to Apple to buy it anymore. I mean, I'm still hooked on Apple products. I depend on them in many ways. So it's not like I can just, technically I could just say, yeah, I'm not going to do Apple anymore ever again. But that's not really an option for me at the moment. But what is an option for me as far as the MacBooks are concerned, or the MacBook Pro, which I love so much, it's not going to be the one with the touch bar. It's not going to be the one with Thunderbolt 3 or the USB-C attachment ports. I hate those. They're just like so unpractical, and I really do not consider them to be well-functioning machines. So I went to this other company that sells specialized in Macs, but they're not an Apple store, and I asked, do they have any 2015 or 2015 generation MacBook Pros, the ones that still have the regular USB connections, and as well as SD slot, whatever have you, but just not the Thunderbolt 3 or USB-C ports. And they said, it's going to be very hard. If you manage to find one like that, get it. Because even they that were selling the newer versions of the MacBook Pros, or the MacBooks for that matter, were not happy with them. Because Apple, again, as greedy as they are, they only give you those ports to access the computer. And so, and you're going to have to end up buying all the cables and adapters for everything to match that specific one type of port that they give you. Even worse, if you just buy the MacBook, it only has one port. From that port, you have to charge your computer. So while you're charging your computer, you can't attach anything else to the computer because they only give you one port. And you gotta buy the really expensive MacBook Pro to get 4 ports. Otherwise, you only get 2. It's insane. They don't need they don't. There's no reason to have to do it that way, but they do it on purpose. Awful. I have no words. So I managed to hunt down a late 2015 MacBook Pro, and I was super scared to order it because you don't know when you're ordering it online, because no store really had it, and but it's a company that sells them online, and I was very, I read all the information I could online, all the forums, all the reviews about this particular company to figure out if this is going to be okay. It's not directly from Apple, so I don't want to give Apple my money anymore directly. And I think a computer from 2015 is something that was probably bought like the leftover stock by this other company. So Apple did not make the full profit on it. I'm sure they didn't. And now I'm buying it for much cheaper than I would if I were to purchase a 13-inch MacBook Pro today with a Thunderbolt 3 attachment slots, whatever you want to call it, goddammit. Now, so the price is really good. I'm going to let you know what happens. I will make an update on this as well to see what goes down with the new computer. Anxiously expecting that, and super curious and happy that I have found a solution that, is a sort of compromise, because I cannot live, my work is related to computers and I cannot really work without them. A laptop is essential for me. So I found a way to purchase something from the past that is still sealed and new, and still has the capabilities I wanted to have from the past, still usable today, obviously, because there's just going to be this transition phase. We don't know if the Thunderbolt 3 is going to really last that long or not, if it's going to really win over the market or not. In case it doesn't, even Apple is going to have to go back to creating other ports for their computers or their laptops in particular. So stay tuned for that. As for Apple's attitude towards their older products, I find it appalling. You let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching. The MacBook Pro Odyssey continues. If you haven't already but do wish to, please consider subscribing to my channel here on YouTube. I'm also on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. No matter how long the computer lives or dies, no matter how long it lives or when it decides to kick the bucket, we never give up on love, nevertheless. Love you, see you soon, take care.